Hi guys, Crypto here for Cryptogasmic and cryptocurrency investing Facebook group. I hope everybody's feeling good today. Big dip in the market, so we're just going to spend an hour or two talking about the market, doing some technical analysis on everything. Hey Georgie, anybody, if you got any comments, if you want to say hello, just drop me a little message down here. Say hi, let us know where you're from. If you've got any coins that you want us to look over in particular, let me know. Let me know that you can actually all hear me okay and you can see everything okay. And we're going to start off with Bitcoin, having a look over Bitcoin. So let's start there, having a look. All right, so let's just pull up the charts. Okay. All right, so as I said, guys, just drop me a message, say hello in the comments below. And any coins you want to look over, let me know. And we can, obviously, when the market dumps like this, it presents great opportunities for re-entries and stuff like that. So, and the biggest issue I see with people in crypto is not looking at the bigger picture of things, right? So if you start, I always start by having a look at the big picture of where we are. And it's pretty obvious. There's only two sides to a trade on a big time frame, okay? We're on the right-hand side of it now. Have we completed it? Are we into a new cycle? Nobody knows. The big problem that everybody usually has with crypto is, hey, Thomas, let me know if you can hear me okay. Steve-O, Thomas, good to see you guys. The biggest problem with people in crypto is people not being patient and riding the emotional wave of whatever they're feeling that day and that moment. And I said in one of my reports about 4 or 5 days ago, everything's starting to feel a bit complacent and everything's starting to feel a little bit, and that kind of makes me nervous. You know, we've been holding that 6,000 line for a long time, and the 6,500 point. So what we got to try to do is take all the emotions out of trading. You know, I even put up a thing here in the cryptocurrency investing Facebook group 6 days ago saying that I think there's going to be a bit of a dump, a sell-off coming, and I would expect a retest of the 200 billion mark. And everybody was, you know, the next day it went up and everybody's, you're wrong, TA sucks and blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean the next day. I meant it's coming. And then today, bang, 200 billion, you know? So my advice to everybody out there in the crypto space, especially the people that say, you know, you're going to see these people saying TA doesn't work. And yes, it does. How do you think bots operate? How do you think big traders know when to get in and when to pull out? Technical analysis is not about telling you how much it's going to be on a certain day. It's not, we're not crystal ball readers. We're about taking history repeats itself, using indicators and getting a fair idea to make a plan so we're not trading emotionally. And it always makes me laugh. Always on Facebook or Twitter, whenever there's a dump or a pump, somebody will always write, why the dump? What's the news? No news, man. People just taking their money, right? I've been buying and selling Bitcoin between $6,000 and $7,000 for 7 months. It's the easiest money I've ever made in my life. All right. So let's just we're going to spend the first 15, 20 minutes on Bitcoin, and then we're going to get into the rest of the coins. So even if we come on to the logarithmic chart, all right. And even if we just go from this parabolic run here up to here, right? 88% retracement is where a lot of coins are going. I mean, it was such a parabolic run. So this is where people are getting that figure of sub 5,000. That's where they're getting it from. And I have been saying it for months. What you got to understand is that the market moves in ebb and flow, right? And you really, really got to understand this. Okay, let me just get rid of that. So what do we see from the big picture? High, low, high, low, right? You'll notice that the highs are getting lower and the lows are getting lower. It's a bear trend, but we make our money out. It doesn't just hit the floor. It doesn't just hit the floor overnight, right? It will ebb and flow. The last bear market lasted nearly 2 years, from 2014, right? So you've also got to be realistic, guys. And this parabolic run that we had at the end of last year, it's just an emotional cycle playing out, right? You know, so the people that bought it up in this area are all getting washed out. And what happens is people who bought it up here, they just can't take it anymore, and they sell when they should be buying, right? So this is how the markets work, no matter what market you're looking at, right? So again, a lower high, and we're not making a lower low yet, which has been really, really good since even back here, right? And I was just saying in my report the other day that we've kept a pretty stable baseline here. My concern is I don't know where the fresh money is going to come into. Traders like myself, and even big traders, you know, will take the profits where they have to. I mean, I took my profits at 6.8. I've been constantly saying that I think it's going to retest 7 grand, but I'm not going to rebuy, because I'm also feeling that, you know, this could bottom out at any time. So let's just come into the now a bit more now. Okay, so what we did was, let me just get rid of those things that I just drew, these things. Okay, so always just start with your trends, and you can see that these trends are getting broken, and you know, it's just extending out and out and out. All right, so let me just get a better idea of this. Just tidy this up a little. Get rid of this for now. Okay. So our obvious downtrend was this. We broke it, and now we've fallen below it again. All right, so we've been traveling in this wedge for quite a while, and we've just broken it. Now, I honestly believe that, you know, and I've been saying it, I still believe we're going to go sub $5,000. And it never ceases to amaze me that when it runs back up to 6.8, everyone's, see, TA is bullshit, blah, 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 blah. That's not what it's about. It's about setting out a plan for both ways and having a plan. So the plan that we had for Bitcoin, let me just tidy this all up a bit for you, right? Has been very simple all the way since back here, right? February, it can go all the way back to February. I was very reluctant to be buying Bitcoin. I bought a load of it at 5.8, right? And in that 5.8 region. And then we've just been playing the waves. These 5 sets of Elliott waves. We're going to look at NEO in a minute, man. All right. XRP, we're going to have a look. PIVX, we're going to have a look at all of it. Let's just have a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin sort of controls the whole market. And I want to just explain how the market works to people. Right. What most people do are they're too scared to buy it down in this area. It's very obvious. One of the first things you got to do after your trend lines is look at previous price action, and you're going to find history points that just happen over and over and over again. Okay. And what's been happening in our trading, usually a set of Elliott waves will play out in 5 waves, but we really, I mean, I got a bit excited in the last cycle, just back here. You know, when we made this, I can't really see it there, sorry, because I'm on the logarithmic chart. But we had a set of 5 waves for the first time since February in here. All right, 1, 2, 3 up there, 4, however you want to look at it, right? Which went up in touch with our trend line. So that was quite exciting. And then we fell all the way down, which then right? Because we're also playing waves inside of waves. So if we look at all of this now as just one impulsive run, right, you'll see exactly on the 88.3 retracement down here, look, where your perfect entry zones were. Retesting this 6,000 over and over and over again. So what we do is we just map things out, right? And then we look at other factors to see whether we think it's going to continue, not continue, okay? So the way we've had it mapped out now for a little bit was these 5 waves, as you can see, which takes us back to retest that 7,000. So the analysis either works or it doesn't. So the minute it doesn't, right? So we started getting into this 3rd wave and it's just failed completely. So we just go and we start again, okay? So we take all of this out. And a couple of indicators I highly recommend, guys, if nothing else, right, are these blue and red exponential moving averages, right? So my blue one is a 200-day average. So it's a slower moving average over a longer period of time. And then the red one is the 50. And you can see, look here on the 6 hour where it's resistance, resistance, it broke. It had support, 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 and then just breaks, okay? And you can see how these were coming closer and closer together. Bollinger Bands kind of work the same way, all right? The further apart they move, the more it takes off, the closer in they come together. So what I just want to show you is if we have a look on the daily, all right, we can go right back and see where the death cross happened. If you look here, the 50 was ahead of the 200 average the whole way. Look, support, 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 all the way. It finally crossed here. So all of a sudden, this is when you start thinking, okay, you know, this was back in here when everybody started getting really worried. Back in here. All right. We had a little run, everybody called it bullshit, and then look what's happened, right? It's just continued to go. So crypto analysis moves in in momentum, right? So we fell through there, and it's basically been resistance now the whole way. Even though we have run ups and down, that is all resistance. So we've gone from support, 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 support to just constant resistance. And we need to get above here and turn that line into constant support on a longer time frame before we can even start talking about bullish. So, but however, I've made just as much money this year playing these runs on some alts, the same coins over and over, Dash Coin. You know, other people in the Cryptogasmic group can tell you about the signals that we got there. But just buying and selling the same things over and over. And the big mistake people make is, you know, this buy the dip and hodl mentality, which I think is stupid, right? You got to take profits when they're there, guys. People who say buy the dip and hodl are usually ones who have bought it, you know. And I always say, look, people here have probably bought this dip here, thinking they're smart. It's gone up. So how's that worked out, right? And now all of a sudden they're probably, you know, they're 50% down on their money. They get their hopes up, and it's just they can't take it anymore. So they just think, I'm going to get out. And then what happens? The market goes up. 90% of people lose in crypto trading, and that's the reason why. All right. So now, and I've been saying this for a long time, and it's just a matter of time as well. So now we go across to the 3-day. All right. And you can see the EMA here. Okay. Now it hasn't broken on a 3-day, even anywhere, right? However, it's resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, so once we start closing below here and we start we start doing this kind of thing where it's resistance, okay? Our next level, if we go to the weekly, is you can see, right? All of a sudden, that's going to become the support, which in turn, right, if we put our fib across it, from where it started to run from here, is right in our 88. So we're always looking for areas of confluence. You know, you can't just be up, it hits that line, it's going to bounce. We're always looking for different areas. So that again is in that area. If we look at the cloud, turn the cloud on and have a look. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the bigger picture yet. So I'm still, you know, this is my, I've got areas where I call back up the truck areas, right? I've got them on Ethereum, all the coins, which we'll go through, but this is my, you know, I'd probably even stretch it up into here, right? This is my back up the truck, like, and just load up. So that's the longer picture. So let's look at the shorter picture now. And this has been pretty easy because it keeps bouncing out of the same area, right? So it's pretty easy when you get a dip like this to get back into Bitcoin at this area, okay? But what you got to pay attention to is this trend line that's operating as resistance. And you can also see that these runs are getting smaller and smaller, okay? So it's really, really squeezing. And at some point, it's just going to go one way or the other. And to me, it's pretty obvious it's going to go down. Now, that's not to say that there's not going to be money and it's going to run back up and test 7,000 again. Because look in the previous, you know, look here. Okay. You know, 100% gains in a bear market. That's where you make your money. But you got to sell, guys. You got to sell, right? And average down. So that's the bigger picture again. So for me, and I've been telling people, anywhere in this 5.8, 6.1 area, anytime it goes in there, just buy it. Buy it, right? So let's zoom across now to the smaller time frame. Okay. So the way we've had this mapped out in Cryptogasmic is like this. Let's get rid of all of this for now. Okay. We can get rid of the cloud for now as well. All right. Let's get rid of all of this. And I got to say, you know, not blow my own horn, but I mean, and I get things wrong, but I've got Bitcoin pretty well right since January. I got it wrong in December where I sold out of Bitcoin at just under 10,000. I put everything into Ethereum at that stage, and then it ran to 20,000, which I didn't jump back in. However, my Ethereum went from 200 to 1,200, so I kind of won on that anyway. But from an analysis point of view, hi, which tool or website are you using? So that's TradingView. Most people doing the charts will use TradingView or Coinergy. I like TradingView. And you know, there's a million indicators out there, but you want to try to not confuse yourself. So rather than use the indicators that say, when it hits this, I'm going to do this, I use them to put pieces of a puzzle together and try and get a few areas of confluence together and then make my decisions based out of that. Okay. Right. So we got Paul Adams, we got Georgia, we got, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Egidius. Not sure if that's correct. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, right. So this is the way we're looking at Bitcoin now. Okay. So let's do a little bit of TA on that and then let's move on. So remember, guys, no emotion. I'm the biggest crypto believer. Fuck the banks, fuck the governments, all that. But I'm also a realist. You know, I've had money stolen and hacked. I've had $100,000 stuck on a Trezor, well, not on a Trezor, but access through a Trezor that we can't access because when the Trezor was, the update was done, there was a bug in it that reset the seed words. And, you know, so while things like that are happening and there's no safe way, mainstream is never going to come across. So I use crypto now as a vehicle to make US dollars, and I support the cause at the same time. All right. So you can have all the fundamentals in the world and, you know, these people, if you believe in it, hold and hold. Okay, great for you. For me, I'm all about freedom. I don't want to work an office job. I sit in my own office. I run online companies. I trade crypto. I make a living. I live between America, Australia, Mexico. I live on the beach. I play golf. I want people to experience some financial freedom, whether that's an extra $100 a month to take your wife out to dinner, or something for your kids, or whether that's making 10 grand a month that you can live on. You know, you got to cash out and you got to take your profits, right? You have to. And it's the amazing thing about crypto. And when people are saying to me, TA doesn't work and all that, yeah, it does, because otherwise you're trading. How else are you trading? On news? I mean, how's that work? Like, everybody gets the same news, so everybody makes the same trade. It doesn't work, right? I don't care about the news. News might affect whether I'm in or something, but I'm all about getting an early seat at the table. All right. So where are we with Bitcoin? Right. So we've had a nice 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a smaller time scale. Right. On a bigger scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we started playing some 5 waves, and it was kind of getting me a little bit, hang on, you know, there could be some good here. Because what's been happening is we'll get the 3 waves and then the 5th will fail. So I'm very cautious about that. And you've got to also be very, very understanding and aware of where you are in the big picture, right? So when I was in the bull market last year, I would just get into a trade. I'd sit for 6 weeks and pull 100% out, right? Can't do that right now. So I'm happy to take 8%, 7%, 6%, wherever I can. Understanding where you are in the whole cycle, guys. Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure about the audio volume. It might be because I'm moving backwards and forwards from the microphone, maybe. Let me see if I can turn the gain up. Does that make a difference? Hopefully that's better. I'll try and stay close to the microphone. So now we were playing this new wave set here, okay, in here, which we got. All right, so we had a 1, a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we made another 5 waves there. So, but however, the highs are still lower, right? And again, we're not in a bullish pattern until we actually start making a new high on a bigger time frame. So we've got to actually get back up here, guys. So we're a long way, but however, there's all this money to be made if we can get in and out at the right time. Okay. Let's see what up with BTC. I would love to see your input on that. I don't know what to say. I thought that's what I've been doing for the last 25 minutes. Anyway, so let's have a look on the now. Okay. So we've got the bigger cycle. So an impulsive wave 1 there. And you can see again with Fib, man, Fib turns me on. It's giving us the exact entry zones on a bigger time scale, right? So let's map out the bigger. Set, even though we're not really paying much attention to it but you've got to do it, you know, because you don't want to make emotional choices. So 1. So for me, we're still in a wave 2 on the bigger time frame, right? So that's what we need to happen on a bigger time frame. And then obviously there's ebb and flow in between it. So even though we're having these dips, we're still in an Elliott wave set. However, we're meeting resistance here. Now, that's not to say we're not going to get another pump up here. All right. So, but these are the levels on a bigger time frame where we're going to cash out. All right. Hey, Ross, how you doing? Waka, good to see you guys. Tim. So that's the bigger. So, and then what we want to do is play the waves inside the waves. Okay. And then, you know, take profits in those spots, and then some other spots in between. So it's all about locking in profit, protecting your initial investment with stop losses, making sure you don't chase. So even if you missed it in the zone down here, right, and it starts to run, what will happen is most people will chase it and they'll buy it there. right? And I'll forever get messages in, they feel good, and then all of a sudden it breaks even, and now they're at a loss. And they'll message me here saying, crypto, should I sell now and rebuy cheaper? And so they're talking to me about selling when they should be buying, right? And this is what 90% of people do. So if you're one of those people that do that, that's why you're losing or you're not getting anywhere, right? So we use TA to try to find these points, and there's a couple of things, right, that we start with that are very basic with TA, right? Double bottoms, triple bottoms, right? You can see these are really obvious places. It's done it so many times, right? So I'm not just making this shit up, right? So TA doesn't lie. Look at this. Support all through here. There's no need to chase it. You go and buy it up here, you hold it, you don't sell it where you're supposed to. And all of a sudden, bang, you're at break even at best, or then all of a sudden you've screwed it all up, right? So wait, don't chase. Even here, look, we get in, it goes. We would have taken some profits in there. And then look, bang, you get another chance to buy it. And same thing over and over. So don't chase, guys, all right? Never chase. There's always going to be a million more trades. If you miss, pick your entry zone. If you miss it, I miss them all the time because I'm in bed or I'm doing something, I miss them all the time. But I spend all day just mapping things out and setting alarms, and then I come back and I look. So let's get rid of the bigger time scale for now. Okay, so, and I've also been telling my people in Cryptogasmic is I don't buy consolidations. I don't buy these areas of consolidation because you never know which way it's going to go. So if we look at this, right? No, let's not look at that. Right. So what we've had going on here is a 1. So we had a new impulsive wave in here. Okay. Okay. So once we get that impulsive wave, we look for the retracement point. So on this, the perfect buy zone was in there. Okay. And you can map that out very easily with only this amount of information. After we make that first impulsive wave, you pick your points. And fib is right most of the time, right? So from there, we then went and mapped out the positive side of this trade. Okay. So we went and we would have mapped it like this, all in advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's how I was mapping it, being right. So, and then we come and we look at our major take profit areas. For me, take profit is always red, buy is always green. Again, no emotions, guys, just charts, right? And then this was the buy area. And we map it out. So it either works or it doesn't, right? And that way you don't worry about these ups and downs. So what you do is once it moves away, you put your stop loss in. Understanding that we're in a bear market. In a bull market, I would have just let these trades play out. Sell here. Look to rebuy here. And then final target here. So enter here. Take 50% off the table here. When it gets to here, make a decision whether I'm going to improve my position or if it falls through, sell the rest. It's all about getting the most out of the market that you can. And then if we get up here, I'll cash out 80%. I'll stack some Bitcoin, and then I've got US dollars to play with, right? So that's the way I do it. Yeah, Jordan, buying consolidations are not good. You should either already be in, or you're waiting for other you're looking for a breakout or a dip or something, but it's right. Do you think there's BTC dump based on stock this morning? No, I don't. What's your opinion about crypto bots and price manipulation? Well, bots use the exact same trading formulas that I'm showing you now. So I don't even think about it, right? If I started thinking about bots and price manipulation, Wall Street's manipulated. It's all manipulated, man. So you can either blame the manipulation for losing all your money, or just play the same game, man. And this is what I try to teach at Cryptogasmic, right? Be the 10% who win, not everybody can win at trading, right? It's like it's a game it's a worldwide game, and you're playing against other people. Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. That's all there is to it. When you look at these red and green candles, all I see is FOMO and greed, and then I see red as panic and fear. I want to buy the fat panic and fear, and I want to sell the greed. I want to sell these people who were too scared to buy it down here, and now all of a sudden they're getting greedy and buying here. Fuck it, I'll sell it to them right there. I'll sell it. Same as when Bitcoin gets to $80,000 a coin, brother. I'll sell it, man. Take it. I want to have 150 Bitcoins by then, right? And then I'll just sell it. That's it. I don't care if it goes to 150 grand. I will sell it. And that's all that happened in last year, right? That's all this. Look at the green. Just think of it. Green is greed and FOMO, and red is panic. That's all that happened. Now, I got out last year around here. No, around here. Okay. And I went into Ethereum at this stage, and it just went like this. And I was like, shit. But I was also disciplined enough not to chase it. Right. And I stayed out of Bitcoin all the way until 5,800. And I'm not just saying that. You can ask anybody in the Cryptogasmic group. I kind of prided, is that a word? I was proud of myself for keeping people out. How many people thought they were clever and bought the dip and got in here? I'll buy the dip. And then they ran. They thought they were clever. They thought it was going to the moon. And now they're probably thinking, if they're not out already, I want to just sell. I just want to sell. Where I'm thinking, I just want to buy. That's the difference. So let's move on. Okay. And it's a very clear emotional pattern that's here. And, I still think we're going to break down even more. And again, look, so here's another factor of confluence. There, a very important price area, which again falls in with our fib that we were looking at, even if we look at it from back here. Look at that. Boom. The line runs straight through the middle of it. So there's a lot of things there. I just think once we break this EMA, which I think we will do, then we're going to get back down into here. And to be honest, it's probably the price of where Bitcoin deserves to be. I don't think it deserves to be up at $20,000 yet. Okay. So it's just a correction, guys. Okay. So anyway, let's get to the information. You want to know where it is, right? And where it's going. So we've mapped that out. Now, here we go. So I always play this, and then I always look for the double bottoms. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting it overnight, but I was expecting it to come. I did a crypto update for my VIP people in the group yesterday, saying, or a couple of days ago, saying that, it's all getting it's all a bit complacent. It's all feeling a bit comfortable. And that makes me nervous. When everybody's feeling comfortable and complacent, I've been doing crypto long enough to know that that's the first warning sign. It's the first warning sign. And I said it just in my video yesterday before this dump off happened. So again, it hasn't let us down. If you're watching, perfect entries, again, 6.2, between 6.2 and 62.50, perfect, right? Even if it goes like this, so even if it has another run and then a burnout, at least you can get a stop loss in, right? So there's a big difference between that or being scared now and waiting for it to run a bit and then, oh, I'm going to get it here before it goes, and then all of a sudden it turns, and now you're at a 20% loss, and all you want to do is sell it. So this game, guys, with the manipulation, all that is happening, it's nothing to do with the news. It's nothing to do with anything. The coin market cap. I put a Facebook message here in this group last week, right, that said, I think at that time the market cap was about 220, and I sent a thing on Facebook. Some of you might remember saying I would expect a blowout here somewhere. We're going to retest the 200s to get ready for some more buying opportunities. 3 hours later, I think it went from 6.4 to 6.6, and people were writing me with, you don't know what you're talking about. Again, people just living in the right now and getting caught up in the emotional. I didn't mean then that second, and that's where people get caught out. As it turns out, I was totally spot on, actually. If we look at it overnight in the last day, 200, right? So I was spot on. And I also believe 200 is going to stop being support and it's going to turn into resistance again. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. We might see a run now up to the $7,000 or the 6,800. There's a certain few points in crypto that I'm going to get into now in Bitcoin that have just been rock solid. The 6.6, 6.8 area. Whenever you can get in at 6.2, take your money, man, between 6.6 and 6.8, right? Take it. It's been happening over and over and over and over again, in here, right? 6.8 is a really strong resistance level at the moment. So that was the way we had it mapped out. So obviously now, for those of you who understand Elliott wave, that this third wave has now failed, right? So no emotional, piss off. And we start again. All right. So see, I'm not even going to call this. Let's just have a look at this for a second. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. That failed. 1, 2. So that failed. Even though, see, these. Another thing I advise is using. That's the bigger scale. All right. So now we're looking at these impulse waves here. Okay. So if let's get rid of all of this. And I will finish up with Bitcoin in a minute, guys, and we'll get on to looking at some of your other coins. So again, look, even on the line chart, you can see this area is so strong and has been. I mean, this is going right back to July. 6.1 to 6.250 has been rock solid. So if you're not making money on Bitcoin, you're really doing something wrong, because as far as I'm concerned, it can keep bouncing off 6,000 and selling at 6.8 for the rest of my life. And I'll make enough money to live very happily on. All right. So let's have a look at it now. So that's the bigger one. So we now got this new impulse wave coming through here. Okay. Let me just check something on the line chart. One, two, three. Yeah, so 1, 2. I just want to check the retracement on this. Bang, spot on. I mean, look at fib again. I mean, wow, never ceases to amaze me. Okay, so I'm going to map this using the line chart for now. And I'm going to do this. So we found our retracement point for now, right in there, in between the 78.6 and the 88.3 in there. Boom. So let's just say we got in there, and that's, again, look, previous price history. So there's a couple of areas of confluence telling you, and look at, again, perfect resistance off of that line. Resistance, 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 resistance. Okay. Didn't really break it. So let's have a look at where this can possibly go now, if it goes right. So we always map it out two ways. What happens if it goes good, and what do we do if it fails? Then we've got a plan. There's no emotions. We don't care about the news, and we can move on. So we're kind of mapping it out like this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like this or like this, but for now, let's do it like that. Okay. So if we got in there, we're now looking at a couple of different areas for profit. Okay. So we get in and we're now looking at our major profit areas of there and there. However, we know to get there, and you can see as well, look, that is perfect in with a double top there. All right. So that's the upside, right? Now we're looking at points to put stop losses and take profit areas. So I would be, if we get into this area, I'd be taking profit there a little bit. You know, let's say you bought 1 Bitcoin. Maybe you could sell half a Bitcoin there and then ride half a Bitcoin. So I'd be looking at a really strong resistance again at 66.40, which it has been, if we're going to continue playing the same game. And then I'm looking at the double top here. It's just, and it's the same game I've been playing over and over for months. You know, 66, 66.40, 68. It's the same game over and over and over, right? So those, if I was sending out a signal on Bitcoin, those would be my targets to sell. Okay. Red for sell. Okay, so those would be my 3 targets if I was sending out a signal, and that's my buy area in there. Okay, so let's have a look at some other factors now, right? So the daily, it did turn and it's lost strength completely. So did the 3-day. The 6 hours just turning on the bottom really strongly. So it's also, the momentum's picked up again, hasn't it? Look, and it's right off of this line on the RSI, all the way from back here. Look. Okay, so there's an area of confluence. So now the 3-hour momentum turning into the 6 quite sharply. The 12 needs to reset. So I wouldn't expect any sudden spikes over the next day. We need this to reset, but the momentum is rolling again. Let me just have a look at the MACD. We were in a nice upward trend and then bang, we just hit the floor. But the weekly's got not just a little bit of uptrend there. So I don't think we're going to see another bottom out right now. I think it's the same game playing over and over. Yeah, we just can't get through that red cloud at all. Look at the resistance, perfect resistance. All right, anybody who's trying to tell you that Bitcoin is bullish just doesn't know what they're talking about, man, really. All right. We were climbing on the 6 hour, and then at the minute we fell through it, boom, there's your first sign to get out. Same thing. As soon as it starts falling through these green clouds, get out. Get out. See? Everything was telling you to get out there. Okay, so what's my final analysis on Bitcoin now? I've been telling everybody in the Cryptogasmic group, if you're not a part of the Cryptogasmic chat, you can, I'll just give it a little bit of a plug. You can come and join us over there. It's a really cool group. We talk about TA and all sorts of stuff all day long. And then we've got the VIP where we teach people how to chart. We send out signals. We really focus on the educational, and we don't really chase the pump and dumps. We're more about sustainable signals and all that sort of stuff. So let me just put the link up for you. There it is. Or our website where you can get some more info. You can get a free membership there. Or you can just try our VIP membership. It's only $18 a month at the moment. And, we've been doing a lot of good trades. So there you go. Right, let's continue on. That's my plug for the day. All right. Okay. So my final analysis on Bitcoin before we move on. is the same as it's been for ages. Okay, we're holding the 6,000 support for now. We're in a bear trend. We're still in lower lows and lower highs. Great that we're not getting lower lows. We've been holding that for a little while now, but this could be just a continuation. So we have mapped all of this out. Now, that doesn't mean that I think that's what's going to happen. That just means as a trader, unemotionally, these are the targets I'm looking for. I want to get in here and, I'd probably look for some resistance around here. So I'm looking at taking little bits of profit off the table. I've always, even now, I've got buys set for Bitcoin down at 5833. 33 is my lucky number. And, if they hit, they hit. But if it falls through, that 5833 down here-ish is where I would expect it to, another big dump to go to. So, I've got some buys just sitting there waiting, right? So on the upside, that's the map, which I'll drop into the trading view thing. And on the downside, we're always looking for bounces out of here. If we break out, okay, then you're left with two options. As this moves up, please make sure you put a stop loss on, even at break even. You can always rebuy if it wicks you out or whatever, right? One thing with crypto trading is very rarely will you just get into a trade once and then it goes. I'm all about getting the early seat at the table. I want to get in here. I won't chase it here. I'd rather it come back into my buy zone. And if I miss it and it flies, which it does sometimes, so be it. Namaste. Good luck to all the people who got in, and we move on. I never chase. Ever, ever. I'll send out a signal and I'll have a buy zone. It'll just be here. And people will say, should I just get it? No, I just don't do it. I've got my boundaries, my limits, and that's it. And that's the only way you make, and there is so much money to make in crypto trading, guys. I mean, we did a signal last week, a coin called Crown. And we sent the signal out here somewhere. I think I've got the signal here somewhere. Hang on. Just to show you, just to give you a little bit of insight as well. Sorry, my internet connection's running a bit slow. Come on. Anyway, we'll come back to it. But we made 50% on this trade. So if you're just patient, no, what am I talking about? So it wasn't from September. It was this run here, this one, right? And it was pretty easy to pick, really. Yeah, we got in here, right in this area. Hang on, let me have a look at the signal. Sorry, where is it? Crown, here it was. We got in at 45.35, right? 45.35, yeah, right in here is where we got in, okay? And bang, we made this run, this profit. Yeah. Now, the difference is some people don't know when to sell, right? So you got to have targets. Exit price, 56.34, 64.45. All right, 56.45, 64.45. And our final target was 72.40, which we didn't get. Yes, we did. Look at that. Right. So again, don't tell me that, and that was all put out way beforehand. So look where it hit before it retraced, 72.67. And the target that we set, our third and final target, was 72.47. Right. So if you didn't take some people get scared to sell. Now look what happens. You've gone from having 50% profit to probably thinking, oh shit, what am I going to do? You'll thinking your whole trade. So I just wanted to use that as an example. So let's now look at some other coins. What do you guys want me to look at, right? Just drop some coins in there, and I'm more than happy to spend the next 45 minutes or 40 minutes having a look at this for you. Ethereum had a big dump off, and I did say I thought it was going to come and retest the $200 mark again, and it did that exactly. So again, we had a bigger wave set planning out. And you can see here, I had my back up the truck zone set all the way back here. And this was when everybody said it was the end of Ethereum. It's the end. It's done. It's done. I just bought the panic. I bought shitloads of Ethereum in here, in this area, right? And sold a shitload of it up here. Very, very simple. Again, look, initial wave. There's the target right there. Sorry. So you map it out. 1, 2, 3, and then I would have had 4 there, and then 5, but you can see it failed, right? So, but we took out of the market what we could possibly take. Took profit there. Okay, you got to take your money. You got to take your money. So then we just come back and we had 1, 2, 3. The wave failed. All right. So all of a sudden, this wave becomes a wave 1. So then what we're looking for is a retracement point on that. Okay. So we just come back and we're looking for a retracement point. And, you know, we're looking at the lines, 1, 2, and there it is. In there, right in there. Okay, so you can see it holds, it gets some support, so boom, that's where you get in. And then we just remap it to the upside on a bigger time frame. So we've got 1, 2, looking for a target there, which is the 5th wave of that, right? So what we're doing now is playing the waves inside the waves, which I'll get to, and then a retest of the 300. All makes sense to me. So, and then the way we make money by trading, and you make a lot more money by trading this way, is playing the waves inside the waves. Okay. So you got the big wave. So then you want to just play this waves in there. Okay. So let's have a look at Ethereum quickly, and then we'll move on to your coins. So 1, 2, all we've done is see again, the double bottom. Guys, you've just got to learn some basic TA, and I'm telling you the shit, you just got to apply it over and over and over again. Okay, so even on Ethereum, you can see the very strong bounce areas, right? That 200. And if it falls, just buy some more and average down. So a couple of things here. And this is really important again, right? So we were traveling. We had this trend going, and then it just fell straight through it. So 1, 2, we were in the middle of a wave 3, which is why we set smaller targets. Okay. And I think we had an Ethereum signal not so long ago. Yep. 223. The first target, 235. Which we got right on the money. Bang, right there. So really nailed that. And then, see, that's why you got to take some profits. And we understand that we were traveling and I said, we got to watch this, and we had this wedge painted. And what will happen as soon as things fall through, one way or the other, that's when professional traders make a decision, not in the consolidations. The minute that broke that resistance and broke that trend out of that wedge, bang, it was over. And it would have went the same way. If it consolidated and broke out there, boom, it would have went that way. Okay, that's why I don't buy consolidations, because you can easily get that wrong, expecting that to break to the upside. I've been burnt many, many, many times by that. Hey, Hector, amigo, how you doing? Good to meet you, man. So let's move on. But Ethereum, so Ethereum now, we're still in the bigger Elliott wave set, right? This bigger, you know, like this, 1, 2, still target hasn't changed, just the noise in between changes. That's all. So you had another chance just to buy some more. And we were playing this wave inside the wave. So that's off now. Okay. So now what we need to do is make a, now we want to just, so now we can get rid of this. And this is the thing with TA. It works until it doesn't, right? We can get rid of all of this. Okay. And now we just redo our map, really. Okay. Perfect. I mean, God, I love Fibonacci. So there's the buy area. Okay, there's your buy area. Let's map it out on a smaller, so we map it out like this. One, a big ass line, two. So, you know, now we're looking for still that. So that's the upside. Probably something like that. A couple of other things to look at. Previous price action. So that really gives me a good idea of where that final target can be, because it's been, look, resistance. It's a very strong line of resistance. History repeats itself, guys. Okay. So now what we want to do is try to play this, right? Knowing that we may only get a wave 1 and a wave 3 because that's the way the market's been going, right? So for me, that's in a very strong buy area. I would spread some buys down to $192. Let's say you got $1,000 to buy of Ethereum. You want to get the lowest price possible. Anything to do with business, right? It's all about the deal in the beginning. Whether you're buying a house, it's not about how much you're selling for at the end. It's how cheap did you get it? Or if you own a bar, you know, if you're selling 100 beers an hour at $1, but it's costing you 99 cents to buy the beer, what's the point? Right? So it's all about the deal. So you're trying to get the lowest price that you can using TA. Now, TA can fail, but it's right most of the time. So for me, you know, when we're finished here, I'm going to be spreading buys on Ethereum down to here. What's my backup plan? If it doesn't work, Ethereum is a major coin in my holdings. I'll spread buys all the way down into here. So I'm averaging down my buy-in. All right. Some coins I'll just cut my losses short. You know, if this was like I don't know, Power or, another one, I would just, if I got in and it fell, I just cut my losses short and get out. That's the way it goes, you know. You can't expect 50%, 100%, 200% profits if you can't cop a 5% loss every now and then. And if it is fucking up your whole game, then you're putting too much into those smaller coins. Right, now you're going to see the same thing on the indicators. 6 hours finding some support, 12 hours still, there needs to be a reset. So I wouldn't expect anything major in the next day or two until this all resets. And then I expect to see the same game again, right? And then we're going to look at resistance points on our EMAs and in our target areas, okay? It's a bear market, so I am more than happy to take 10%. You got to remember, guys, I mean, there'll be people out there who say 10% in crypto is nothing. Bullshit, right? Thank you, Eric. Eric, good to see you, man. How's the guitar playing going? I know, Eric. Just be aware of where you are in the market. So, like, I know millionaires out there that invest in businesses, and they're happy to make 10 to 15% per annum. So we're talking about making 10% in a week, and you can't be patient for that, and you don't think it's enough, then you're in the wrong game and you're going to get wrecked and you're going to get burnt, man. All right. So let's move on. Hey there, Georgie girl, LTC and ADA. Let's have a look at those. Now, I sent out a signal for LTC the other day and it failed. And again, there's my back up the truck zone in LTZ. Got a load of it back here. Been playing the waves. 1, 2, boom. it failed. So let's relook at it. XRP, we're going to have a look. So let's have a look at it. 1, 2, 3, and then yeah. So we just 1, 2. So that's a 1, a 2. So our third wave just failed completely. And again, look, we were traveling on this trend line. Trend lines are really important, guys. Professional traders and bots use these all the time. The minute it breaks a trend, get out. Because, you know, or the minute it breaks a trend on the way up, get in. All right. Hey, Jake, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. We will get to XRP shortly. So the trend is gone. That's gone. And let's just get rid of all of this for now. Now, Litecoin is another one that I won't sell at a loss because I just made so much money on it last year. I can handle a bit of a loss. And when those dips come like that on Litecoin, I'll just buy a bit more and average down. And again, look, we were holding this support line. And then as soon as it broke through, boom, the big red dildo, right? So let's just reanalyze it now with no emotion. So we had a 1, 2, 3. Our fourth wave failed. Okay. And we were traveling on a very obvious trend at the time, like that. And it just broke down. Look, even here, there's your first sign. Here, you know, this consolidation, right? So let's relook at it. So now we've got a big impulsive wave here. Fibonacci to the rescue again. Okay, right there. Okay, perfect. Retest to the $50. Okay, so there's your buy area. Don't run out. You'll probably get another chance. This is where you're looking to buy. And isn't it amazing how these charts just like repeat over and over? Are you guys all seeing that? Exactly. So that's a good thing, right? I mean, I see people complaining, oh, those coins play the same games over and over. Man, how awesome is it to be in a game where you can make money and you already know, like, if you can use this TA, you're like, you got such a big edge over everybody else, right? And you don't need to, I see all these signal groups that have 1 million signals a day. I mean, man, I play ADA, Litecoin, Dash, Ethereum, EOS, Litecoin, Neo, over and OMG, over and over and over. And I make enough money to live my life. And then I'll throw in a power or like a 50% trade, like a Crown that we did. I think we did a really good one on KMD. You know, back here we made 8% on KMD. You know, so Mana had a big run today. Cloak was a coin we made some good money on. IOTA we made some good money on. We killed ZRX. You know, this is in a bear market, TRX, because we took our profits. You know, we made 30% on TRX last week. We sent a signal for ZRX in the channel. ADA we got in at a good price. Digibyte, so ZRX, there it is. We sent out a signal to get it at 60 cents, which we got. So plenty of money, and it's just, you know, you don't have to play 1 million coins, guys. You don't have to play 1 million coins. You really don't. So Litecoin is just the same as the others. So let's just map this out a little now. Okay. Okay, so bigger time frame. 1, 2, retest to the 70, and then up there somewhere like that, right? So what we want to do now is play the waves inside of here. Now, another thing a lot of people will ask me, right? You know, should I buy here? Should I sell there? You got to do your own trades because some people are more gamblers. Other people are looking for less risk. I kind of like to go with the less risk model, right? Myself. So if I don't get this perfect And again, double bounce, look, straight out of there, right? I mean, that was the point you were looking for. That fib line right there. 52.70. Fib gave you the answer, right? And if you look at it on a smaller time frame, right, you can see it even better. Look, it held and it started getting some support out of there, right? So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, half a day to that. And it's, you're probably going to get the chance again. This is why I don't rush out, So sub $52 is probably a good spot to get Litecoin right now. And if it falls through, buy some more, stack your buys down. Pick your coins. However much money you've got, you don't have to buy 100 coins. Just pick the ones you want to be in. So the safe option here would be to wait for it to come back a little bit, because what you're actually, in effect, you're playing is a new impulsive wave, but you don't know whether it's going to happen. So the safe way could be let the impulsive wave happen and then look for the retrace and then get in there, is usually what I will do if I don't get the double bottom here. Okay, so there's your signal. Litecoin 51 to 52. Try to get it sub 52 if you can. And then I would set a target, probably around about there to start with. You can, right? And the reason for that is it's a very clear line there. Look at that, right on that line. So there's your first target for an 8% trade. Right there at $56.80. Okay. Then my next target is going to be in here. And I probably maybe not set one in there. And then I'm probably looking for up in this area. And then here, the retest of the 70. So those would be my 3 targets on Litecoin. What else do you guys want to look at? ADA. Let's have a look at ADA. Didn't fall as much as the others, did it? However, we had the consolidation mapped, looking for a break. And look what happened. I mean, I haven't looked at this one yet today. That's why I don't buy consolidations. Save myself a lot of money there. All right. Now we got in at 1240. Perfect entry. Back here, actually. Took some profit. I know some people in the group chased it. They messaged me saying, I got it at 1290. And then as it fell, they wanted to sell. They're selling as it should be buying. And you can see that you had plenty of opportunities to buy in that 1240 zone. ADA. Target 1389. All right. So in this instance, we didn't hit the first target, but we had some smaller targets set. But you have a stop loss. And you have a stop loss and you raise it. Boom, 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 boom. When that happens, I would have it set for that fall, because you don't want to get wicked out either. I was hoping that would break out, but it didn't. Bounced perfectly off of that trend line. So again, TA at its best. Rejection, bang. The minute it falls through, that red EMA is a really good area of confluence, 1264. So this is the difference between winning and losing. Those who take profits and those who don't. Those who chase and those who don't. So you're getting the most out of the market, what you can, 1240. Right, you've safely made, okay, you made 2.5% if you didn't take profits up here. Better than a loss, right? XRP. Let's have a look. And again, I set a signal out for this saying sub 45 cents. And everybody in the group, no, it's not going to go sub. I said, wait. And this box I had drawn out Sub 45 to 40 cents was the signal I sent the other day. So again, it's about getting the early seat at the table. Now, I haven't checked my exchange, but I know that I had a shitload of buys ready. Spread down from 45 all the way to 40. 40.33 would have been my last one. So in there, if that went through. So I'm going to end up with an average buy of probably here somewhere. All right. It's the same thing, but we're still in that area. If we come and put a fib on this now, and that's exactly where I got my 40. Look at that, Fibonacci again. Is there any non-believers of TA out there listening that maybe you're looking at it now going, maybe there is some madness to this, you know? So that was a signal, and I sent that signal out on October 6th. And because it didn't happen straight away, and I'm not showing you these signals over and over to, you know, I'm not, it's not about bragging in this, because I do get things wrong, right? I get things wrong all the time. It's about, I guess I'm trying to get you to understand patience and not getting caught up in the right now. And the market was becoming complacent. Everybody was getting happy in here. There was an uptrend. And when that happens in this game, it usually, it makes me nervous, man. Right? You know, it makes me nervous. So now who's not to say this is not going to run into resistance here at 43 and break down again? You got to use TA to look at every possibility, you know. This could easily gain a bit of momentum here, hit there, and break down. See, the difference is we've got our entry here, right? So we can put a stop loss on there and get ready for that. Other people, when it starts to run and I'm going to FOMO, they get it there. All of a sudden it's out. Where do they sell it? Because, I'm at a loss, I'm going to sell it. They sell it here, right where people are buying it. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it makes sense. So I'm pretty happy with my XRP call. While everybody was going bull, 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 I was going, hang on, let's just wait and get a good price on this. So hopefully some people in my group jumped on that. And same thing, you know, we don't really need to spend a lot of time looking at these RSIs because it's the same thing. Well, the 12-hour actually looks better on Ripple than what it does on Bitcoin. Look, on Ripple, it's just, and there it is. I mean, trend lines, you know, look, support and resistance lines. Okay. So really, really oversold and getting ready for a turn. So these are good spots to look to buy, guys. And anything that moves that far up through the cloud is going to come back down into it. All right. Ichimoku cloud is another great indicator to have. Look at that, perfect resistance in the daily, you know, and we may even get a drop down into the bottom and retest 35 cents. So I'm aware of that. Entering here, I'm aware of that. But XRP is another coin that I'm going to have shitloads of it. So if it drops, I'm more than prepared to buy it down here. You know, we're still in an Elliott wave. And the great thing about mapping these waves is we don't worry about the up and down noise. We understand that the market moves in these up and down and ebb and flow, and we understand that. So we just want to try and catch it at the right times using previous price points, you know, and some basic TA. So I've already got all that one mapped out there. So there it is. For anyone who wants to take a screenshot, there's a signal for free for you with some targets and a map. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, and we understand it's going to move in an ebb and a flow, right? So it's probably going to go there, meet some resistance. It's going to go there. It's going to meet some resistance. And that's what we're hoping for, right? We get in, we sell at the top of the target. We maybe buy some more at the 2. We sell at the 3, buy at the 4, sell at the 5. If it fails, we get out. That's it. It really is that simple. It's that simple. Okay. Next. I've got about another 15 minutes, guys. So throw anything at me that you want. Okay. TRX, we had a great trade. Entry price 327 to 318. Just back here. Yep. You know, back in the 2, which is where you want to buy. Exit. Look, see, again, TA. Look where our target was. Then it retraced. This is the difference between people who make money and people who don't, who are left holding a bag. And look at that green chase, FOMO. Everybody was talking about TRX and ZRX for days. And look, all that is a representation of the emotion of the market at that time. That's all it is. GTO. I'm not familiar with this one, but without, I've got my eyes shut right now. Without even looking at it, I'm going to assume it's a coin that's already taken off and then everybody wants to know about it. Oh, okay. Because usually when people say, check this one out, and I've never heard of it, it's usually like gone to the moon. And, well, yeah, I mean, it kind of has, hasn't it? Right. So, and, you know, I've noticed on, I don't know whether you say Binance or Binance. I don't really trade on Binance or Binance. I trade on Bitfinex and Bittrex. But when I go through, you know, on my, I've got it set up here and I've got all the Binance coins. But look at the patterns on all of these coins, man. I mean, if you're not making money in crypto, you're doing something wrong. There are serious uptrends going on in these coins. ARN, I sent as a free signal to the group the other day. We picked the perfect buy zone, and look at that. I mean, I didn't take that trade myself. I mean, 200%. Are you kidding me? You know, they're all in these upward trends. So if you're not making money out of crypto trading, you're chasing and you're buying at the wrong time and you're panic selling when you should be buying. All right. Kat, sweetheart, how are you, darling? Oh, sorry, politically correct world. I probably shouldn't call you sweetheart and I probably shouldn't call you darling. Probably going to get a lot of messages from people. So anyway, GTO. Let's have a bit of a look. GTO. My trades. GTO. Let's have a look. So, and when you ask for a coin, let me know. Are you asking from the perspective of where to buy, where to sell? Are you thinking of buying it? Do you have it? Are you thinking to sell it? You know, all of that sort of stuff. Peter, if you have a look up the top, if you have a look at the top under the where it describes the event, all of the links are there, mate. So let's have a look at the wave count. You know, one of the, you got to get your wave count right, and you've got to get your trend lines right. So 1, 2, 3. So if I'm looking at this on a 6 hour, I can see a 1, 2, a nice 3. Let me just have a look on the line chart for a second before you all start screaming at me. Just have a look on the line chart. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right. So look, everybody's got their own style on Elliott Wave, okay? Because crypto markets are so emotional, a lot of traders will tell you, so if we're doing this on the line chart, right, it would look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Maybe even an extended 5 up to here. I don't know. We'll relook at it a bit. It's a perfect Elliott Wave, right? Perfect Elliott Wave. You buy there. You buy there. You take some profit there. And you take some profit there. And if you do that and you get in, like, this is without even chasing the impulse wave, right? I will unless I'm in, right? Unless I'm in, there, I won't even chase it to here. I'll wait for the retracement. And as soon as it starts retracing, I'll sit like a vulture. And look at that. Boom, right in the line. I would have been waiting here, no support, fell through. I would have been waiting here, some support, bang, you grab it. Okay. So generally with Elliott waves, very strict rules, right? And one of the rules is that wave 4 cannot embroach wave 1. Now, if we look at the candles, a lot of people will say to me, well, but your wave 4 is below the top of wave 1. Yes. Yes. However, I do give this point a little bit of leniency, especially on the wave 4 in crypto. You know, I mean a little bit. I don't mean much. I just mean a little bit, right? Because of the emotional spikes on the candles. So a lot of times I'll switch over, you know, and if it's still out of whack there, then I'll give it a miss. But I'll look at that and I'll go, actually, that is the perfect spot that should be holding support if we're going to get a fifth wave, right? So again, you get in there and you don't chase it, because what it can do is this, boom, right? So what it does, if you get in at the right spot, you can actually move your stop loss up and lock in some profit when it bails. But if you've chased it up here, then all of a sudden you're at a loss and you're selling, whereas other people would have got another chance in the buy zone. So I'm just trying to explain the difference between people who win and people who lose in this game. So I'm not sure exactly what it is you're asking me about GTO, but however, you know, it kind of looks like it's in the thrill stage, right? Which makes me nervous to start with. All right, let's have a little look on a bigger time. Let's have a little look here at what it does. I don't know what that is. Ah, right, okay. And it's a clear. Yep. What is this purple line? Okay, right. Okay, I do talk to myself a lot, as you'll see. I got ADA, so leave me alone. Why won't it disappear? All right, okay, so we were obviously looking at this one at some point in the past. So that was one trend. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be kind of at rock bottom, and I mean, I don't know this coin, so I don't know the volume of it. I don't know, but you can see it's really hitting resistance on the daily EMA big time. So I'd keep that in mind if you're buying it and selling it. Nope, we haven't been through Dash yet. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's have a look at Dash now. Let's have a look at Dash. Dash is a coin that I've just made so much money on trading. And we sent some signals out on this one. And again, look, perfect double bounce, giving you the exact. So for me, all of these are kind of in buy bounce spots, to be brutally honest, right? Unless the market goes horribly wrong because of the trade, the stock markets or whatever. But, you know, Dash is another one. I don't overly panic if it gets out. So 1, 2. So, you know, we're just still back in this, you know, like this. Nothing's changed for me on Dash. Just the map has changed. That's all. Okay. So obviously we were playing these waves in the middle have failed. So there's the big scale, and then again we're going to be looking. So this is what I meant when I sent out the thing on Facebook. I mean, I said buying opportunities coming. Take your pick. You don't need to buy every coin, but you can see oversold, turning, falling into the oversold. It's all becoming oversold, right? So buying opportunities. I don't expect it to pump overnight, right? It's probably going to wash out a little bit. It may even go down a little bit more. right? Because what it wants to do is it wants to wash out all of these greedy people who chased it, right? And look what it's done. It's just in ebb and flow, it's just washed people out. All of these greedy people, all this green greed. And its cycle repeats, guys, over and over and over and over again. So Dash, I think this is a good spot to buy. And then, you know, obviously if it goes horribly wrong, you're looking for double bottoms down in here. Just accumulate. Make up your mind that you're going to go in that coin as a trade. Think about it long term. If it goes wrong, don't panic. Either get out early or have a plan to accumulate more as it goes down, and give the trade 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks to play out. ZRX, hold a few coins, but concerned about its massive pump. I'm not concerned because we sent out a signal. And again, perfect example, right? On the 3rd of October, I said 59.60 cents, 3rd of October, which was here. All right, so again, we nailed the entry on there perfectly. Our targets were 72, 77, and 80. All right, we didn't, yeah, we did. We got it. So we smashed all the targets, right? And it played the 5 waves perfectly, man. It turns me on when I see shit like this. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I've said to people, to be careful, right? Be careful. Is this the 5 and we're into a new cycle, or is that just extended? At some point, there's going to be this ABC thing, you know? So, I mean, for me, ZRX is it's in a sell zone, man. It's definitely not in a buy zone for me. That's my analysis on that. And we can, you know, let's look at a few other things. Let's look at the trend on this. So there's its trend line. So it's got a long way to come down into the trend. It could easily fall back down into this green cloud. Maybe it's making a new wave set. So let's just say that this did finish, right? And now it's making a new wave set. So then I would be looking for this to retrace somewhere, which it's done, right into where we've got that red area, right? So I don't know, man. You know, it's just a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if you're in it, you can ride the winner out and set a trailing stop. I would set a trailing stop on that one. But, you know, it's overbought here. Weekly's still going. But if you've got some good profits, I'd definitely just take some profits. That's my advice, because at some point it will find some resistance. Okay, I got time for one more, guys, and then I've got to go. I don't have any thoughts on VeChain at the moment. I'm going to finish up with Cloak for you guys. Let me just have a look at the signals quickly. The last ones, EOS 570. Yeah, see, that's another one. You just don't want to chase it, right? And it really came back down into this double area here, didn't it? That's why, you know, just don't chase. Do not chase. 1, 2. So we were playing the 1, 2, and that, so that just is now not valid. The bigger one is valid still, right? So that's the positive. The positive, and EOS really follows a trend pretty strong. I mean, it was following that, barring this big piss off candle here. It's kind of bounced off of that again. Even if we forget about the big candle wicks, it's continuing an upward trend. So you got to buy these things at the right spots. Cloak, I promised I would do, and then I got to go, guys. I think I had Cloak up here somewhere, didn't I? No. Okay, let's have a look. Cloak is a coin I like, and I trade regularly, and I've made money on this cycle, and I've made money on Cloak. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It played at 5. ABC. We're looking at something like, we were looking at that trend. So we broke that. We fell through that. So we're now on that trend. I'd probably be getting careful on this one as well. It's kind of bounced perfectly out of there. I don't know, man. Cloak. I mean, the RSI looks good. It's oversold. It's finding resistance in there. I like the fact that there's some green up there. So, and again, I don't know if you're asking me from the perspective of, is it a place to buy? Is it a place to sell? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me. 1, 2, 3, so that's a 1. So we could probably look at it like this. Reached its target there. See, but then now this wave has failed completely. So now we're probably even looking at this. Because it's all kind of failed, I mean, there's a few factors there. I mean, it's not something I would rush out, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it did continue on its trend, to be honest with you. If you're planning to buy it and you're not already in it, a couple of things you got to be careful of, right? Is this. And this is just me talking on the fly because I haven't really been checking it, right? So that, you got to be careful of that. Okay. I don't know if it's really, I got a feeling you might be buying, if you're prepared to, oh, here we go. The daily gives us a better look at a wave count. So you can see, yeah, that fourth wave has failed. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be running out and buying it here, man, to be brutally honest with you. I would be looking you know, I'd be marking out these points and looking for my areas in there. That is a very strong point. I think you can get a better price, dude, to be honest, you know. So I wouldn't be running out and buying that. Keep it on your radar, but I wouldn't be running out and buying it right now. That's my opinion. All right, guys. So that's it for me today. I hope this was enjoyable. I do recommend that you learn some TA. If you want to come and join our group over at Cryptogasmic, the details are up above there. You can get a free membership at cryptogasmic.com, or you can join our VIP. It's only $18 a month at the moment. And for that, you get our signals with charts, analysis. I do a market video review and signal reviews every couple of days, VIP chat. We do live trading sessions. It's pretty cool. So if trading crypto and some financial freedom kind of interests you, then great. Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group is my go-to group on Facebook. I love the way the moderators and the admins really look after the material that's put out there. And as I am an admin or a moderator, I see a lot of the shilling posts that go on in the background. So it's a great, you know, it's a good Facebook group. It's the best Facebook group to ask questions, get involved, build a community. If you've got friends out there who are not interested, who don't know about crypto, but they're interested, Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group is definitely the group to be in. All right, guys, take it easy. Remember, at the end of the day, crypto is not the be all and end all of everything. Don't be addicted to your blockfolio and looking at it every 2 seconds. Be patient. Don't FOMO. Treat your money with the respect that it deserves. Don't just throw it away. If you're going to get into crypto trading, learn some of the rules of the game before you get into it. Otherwise, you're just gambling. All right. Otherwise, if you like the fundamentals and you just want to be a part of the, you know, it's not even a revolution, it's an evolution, right? If you want to be part of the evolution, you know, and you got a little bag of music coin or power ledger or Bitcoin Cash or Dash or whatever it is, you know, still make sure you're buying things at the right, you know, just this, I'm a long-term hodler. You know, anyway, I'm not even going to get into that because that's another thing that I don't like. So that's it, guys. But remember to get out into the fresh air, meditate, love everybody, look at everybody's opinion from the other side of the point of view, and just be really happy, guys. We've only got one life, and you know, we're a long time dead. So just enjoy your time on this planet. When you see yourself getting all worked up and you're in the emotional scene right there, just go away for a little while, breathe, hang out with your boyfriend, girlfriend, mum, dad, your dog, whatever. All right. Love you all. Take care, guys. And I will speak to you all real soon. Bye-bye.